take two, because the camera fell. So, as you can see, I'm in the car again for, this is the first time in, at least a month, minimum. Because basically the powers that be, who do not wish to be named or show up in video, on camera, are generally the one who's been going to the movies with me. Mark, unfortunately, has not been able to join me for movies lately. Hopefully that's going to be different with Star Wars. So hopefully he'll be able to join me for Star Wars. Cause yeah, I already pre-read the tickets. You better come, motherfucker, no. So I haven't been able to get to do videos in the car recently, but I'm here. I'm able to do a video in the car. Just got out of Coco. And because I had to restart this video, I've processed my emotions a little bit here. But the movie's not only gorgeous, it's a fantastic movie. There's a good shot this is going to make it in my top 10 movies of the year. I can't say I give it a full 10 out of 10 because there was one or two, it's not plot issues per se. Well, one thing is a bit slight predictability in the plot, but I don't really judge that. But one that kind of, and I think honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm giving this about a 9 out of 10. And I was ranting on it when the camera fell. So basically, the whole gist of the story is Miguel is the kid. And his great-grandmother is actually, his great-grandmother is actually the one named Coco. The movie's named after her. And her parents, his great-great-grandfather and grandmother, both were musicians. The grandfather left to pursue a career, and he never came back. So the mother banned music throughout the household through generation until you reach the current generation with Miguel, who just hate music. Like, you can't play guitar, you can't sing, you can't hum, you can't whistle, you can't even blow on, they showed this, you can't even blow on a soda ball going, hoo, hoo, hoo. No, cause it's all rhythmic, cause all rhythmic and makes music. You can't do that in this household. But the problem, the one gripe, and I know why they don't bring it up, like, in this sense. They don't explain it like this in the movie, because that's not how you would explain it. No one thinks in that logical state. No one just stands up to anyone in this family and just says, yeah, no, let me stop you assholes right there. And I know it's kids, but let me stop you folks right there. You don't hate music. Music is not the evil thing. You hate the guy who left to follow his dream, who left his family behind, which his dream just happened to be musically inclined. If his dream were, let's say, into the career that you guys chose, making shoes, you'd probably ban shoes. Sandals would be cool. You live in Mexico, but you'd ban shoes. Or let's say you work at a butter factory. No butter in here. No, you can't have butter in this house. You're having your popcorn, salt, and nothing else. Or for God's sake, what if you went into freaking taxidermy? Nope, we are against dead animals, which I could actually see a family legitimately doing that. Your father was the greatest taxidermist ever, but he left his family for him, so no, you may not go into taxidermy, but it's my dream to be a great taxidermist. So you see the issue that I honestly would get why a family would kind of think that way too, because we as people are more blinded by emotions than anything else. We latch on to something when we're angry. We latch on to something feel we need to hate. We need to be against. And unfortunately, they just latched on to the wrong thing. It wasn't the music. It was the whole following your dreams and, leaving people behind for that. And the movie does a really great job at reaching the compromise between the two. That family is everything, sometimes even more important than your dream. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to follow your dream to its fullest. Now, granted, they explain, because we get the guy who, what's the best way for me to explain this? Because I almost don't want to spoil stuff, but I normally do. So I am going to spoil things. So basically, Dela Cruz, I think his name was, the main guy that he idolizes, and he steals his car, ends up in the world of the dead. We're led to believe that he's his great-great-grandfather. That's what we're led to believe. And right off the bat, I mean, initially I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because they cut out his face because they're upset at the family. That makes sense completely. But the minute we see this one character pop up on screen, this one skeleton who's trying to this one skeleton who's trying to sneak into the world of the living and keeps failing. The minute that he's shown up to be a main character, I'm like, you're actually his great-great-grandfather, aren't you? You're the actual great-great-grandfather. You're actually Dela Rose. And so that was the process going in my mind. And I will admit this. while it's predictable that he was his great-grandfather, he is not, no, the Delarose character is Delarose. What actually happened is that Delarose, they were partners. He got, like, his grandfather wrote the songs, Hector wrote the songs, and Delarose killed him, poisoned him, and stole his work. And so that's why he never get home to his family at all. So it was all him. So, and it was a really natural kind of, because you know this happened in the industry where people have done horrifying shit to get to the positions they're in. Where this guy, so it wasn't a sudden turn that he just went heel and villain right there. I'm like, yeah, no, that makes sense. It actually makes sense that this guy is a terrible person. It's like, he's gonna throw his grandson away, great-great-grandson away. It's like, but I'm your great-great-grandson. Yeah, that was my best friend. We all gotta make sacrifices, kid. It's like, dude, just heel turn. I mean, but other than that, I mean, it's predictable. There are moments though, and I said this originally in the first time I was recording the video. I won't lie. There were two seriously emotional scenes from, not necessarily for me, one was for me personally, but just two in particular. One is where Miguel's going to try to meet, Delarose. And he's a guitar to participate in a World of the Dead talent show, musical performance. And they go to this guy who is basically just the guy. Basically, there's like this whole slums for the people who aren't remembered, or at least don't have, they can't cross over. And they go to this guy, like, no, I don't want you. And then you see him glow. It's like, you're fading away. Essentially, they never explain what happens when you fade away. Essentially, I'm guessing maybe you become like these ethereal petals. But he's just like, he has a guitar. It's like, look, play for me a song. It's like, look, I haven't played in years. It's like, yeah, you want it, you gotta earn it. And then he just starts singing a song, and you see, it's almost, seeing as I mentioned Star Wars a little earlier, it was almost like Yoda kind of thing, where Luke is just at Yoda's bedside in his last moments. Granted, Luke didn't sing to Yoda, but yeah, he's singing, he's comforting his friend in his last moments, and then his friend just peacefully fades away. I'm like, dude, that got dark. Like, this guy, it's like, this movie does not skimp on the fact that, hey, people die. Death is real. And I don't know if I saw kids, parents take their kids out. I think I saw one or two people leave. Maybe they just went to the bathroom. I don't remember if they came back. I was too busy watching the film. But no, I'm like, look, they don't shy away from that, but they don't beat you over the head with it like freaking Bridge to Terabithia did. Like, just completely just turn the other heel. Like, hey, Fantasy World, your best friend drowned in 2 feet of water. No, that spoiler if you haven't seen Bridge to Terabithia. That is a depressing ass film and book. So yeah, so that's a thing. Yeah, literally they show the main Delarose guy singing, and they explained his death, and they show the friggin' bell crush him. I'm like, whoa. Okay, Pixar, you're getting some balls on you these days, aren't you? There was another one Pixar did was short that I honestly thought should have been nominated for animated, for best animated short last year. I can't remember what it was. It was like a cowboy accidentally killed his part sheriff. Anyway, so that was pretty cool, touching. The songs, by the way, are gorgeous. They are beautiful songs. They're not Moana level. Like, I can't seem like, what can I say except you're welcome? Or what was the other one that actually was nominated? Until I go, do, 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 but I can't remember the words, but the tune's catchy. Most of the songs didn't, I mean, the songs are great in the movie, but most of the songs didn't hit that chord except for the Remember Me song, and they sing it like, I think at least 3 times in the film. It's like, remember me, although I might be gone, remember me. And, oh man, before I get to that scene, I want to talk on just the movie as visually. Visually, this is probably one of the most beautiful, this first album, probably one of the most beautiful films I've seen this year. Don't get me wrong, movies like Guardians of the Galaxy look great. Thor Ragnarok looked terrific. Even Justice League's got some nice visuals. I'm trying to think if there was any other visually really strong movies I've seen this year. No. I mean, Pixar looks fine. Like Cars 3, despite the fact the movie wasn't very good, looked fine. But no, this, no doubt in my mind, this has got to be a shoo-in for best animated movie. This has to be a shoo-in for best animated movie. And I've heard some people even argue best film, at least nomination. I don't think it deserves to win the best film nomination, because I can't say for certain that this is my favorite movie of the year. It's certainly getting in the top 10 this year, but it's not my favorite movie of the year. But I'm like, just the colors, they pop, the freaking, like, that giant cat spirit was awesome and beautiful to look at. Oh man, it was gorgeous to look at. Just the world is vibrant and rich and beautiful. But the scene, okay, so the grandmother is Coco. She is the Coco that the title is named after. And basically they gotta get, Hector, the actual grandfather, picture to hers, cause she's forgetting him. She's just forgetting him. She's so old, and, you know, it's been so long since she had memories of him. And she's usually very kind of senile in and out, as we've seen. Like, she calls Miguel someone else at one point. They have a great montage of him just hanging out with her, and she's wearing a Lucha Libre mask while he is. It's adorable. But we see her, she's pretty much in, like, she's not dead. Spoiler, she does they do it 1 year later, and she has passed. But she's not dead. She's just, like, very lifeless and just sad and depressed. And you see his grandmother and the family just try to stop him from, like, playing music. And, again, I'm going to have to stop, because the grandmother, I'm sorry, I had an issue with that grandmother. She's funny. Don't get me wrong. She's funny. But literally at one point, she takes his guitar that he's worked really hard on and just destroys it in front of him. And then she has the nerve to say, "Oh, you'll be happy after you." It's like, no. You just destroyed something that meant a great deal to him in front of him. That is not cool, lady. That's one of those things where if I saw that, I immediately get, I was like, no, you have no right to talk to your grandson right now. You just broke his freaking heart. I don't care what you think. You broke his heart. That's where it also, if I found out the issue is like, no, the issue is not the music. The issue is the fact that the guy left. It has nothing to do with the music. You're upset at the music for no damn reason. This is one of those Frozen issues where I get really pissed off. I like Frozen fine. I'm not in love with it like a lot of other people are, because I have major issues with the damn parenting in the movie. The parenting is some of the worst I've seen in any animated movie. Not worst movie, because there's far more movies than that. But seriously, especially a Disney film. You want to talk about that? You did everything wrong. And hey, Grandma, you did everything wrong in that moment. Generally speaking, they did everything wrong in the music in general, but particularly in that moment. Anywho, I had to rant about that for a second. Point is, he goes in and he's trying to get her to remember, showing the picture with the face off, and he's trying to get her to remember, and she can't. She's just very lifeless and just non-responsive, and it's very sad. And I know immediately where it was going with this, where he was going to play the guitar, and he's going to sing the song, but it was how he sang it and how she kind of lit up back to life. And I'm starting to get a little misty-eyed right now talking about it. My mind immediately went to my mother, who, for those of you who maybe are new subscribers to this, I'm going to try to be as brief about this as possible so I don't suddenly break down in front of the camera. My mother passed away on Christmas last year, very unexpectedly. We did not see it coming whatsoever. And yeah, it's excuse me. It's a day-by-day process. Even almost a year later, it's still a day-by-day process. The holidays are coming around. I'm already noticing my mood changing a little bit. I'm a bit more short-tempered. I'm a bit more... I actually lashed, not at anyone, but I actually lashed out just out of a brief rage. Just pushed something out of the way because it was in my way, and it was just a lot of stuff cluttering, and I just kind of reacted just instinctually. It's because this time of year for the next couple of years easy is going to be a little hard for me. So, so the moment he started playing it, the way he played it and the way she lit up, I closed my eyes and just listened to the music for a little bit, and I needed a minute because tears were starting to roll down my eyes. Whew, and I'm really holding you back right now. Come on. We're going to push through this. We're going to muscle through this. Whew. Anyway, so yeah, it was beautifully, that has to be one of the scenes in Pixar that's probably had the most, probably an animated film also, that's had the most impact on me in recent years. Another scene was in Moana too, where her grandmother was passing, and had that really last minute conversation with her. So, and there goes the light. This review on blubbering like a baby. So yeah, then we cut to the year later, and everything's worked out. Hector made it, and the family's all celebrating, and he's playing music, and everyone's celebrating with music, and it's just beautifully done and visually, beautifully animated, and visually it's gorgeous. The story's extremely well told. The villain was actually a solid villain. The message is so heartfelt. It's a beautiful film. I suggest anyone wanting to see this, go see it. I'm almost glad Powers That Be didn't join me, because I'm not sure about how he would have how I would have had to have handled. I'm sure he would have understood. He's a decent guy, but he's also a guy. If you ever by chance watch this Powers That Be, you can be kind of a dick and be like, "What's wrong with you?" Or you will be like that sometimes. So, just saying. But no, go see this movie. Go support this movie. This is a fantastic movie. I also feel bad for Justice League, because I like Justice League a lot, and I know there's actually quite a few people who did, but there's also quite a few people who didn't. So it's gonna struggle in its second weekend. It didn't even make 100 million last weekend. That sucks. That really sucks. So it's gonna struggle big time against this movie. Holy crap. Anyway, going over to Sherlock Gnomes. Like gnome puns? You like someone saying no ship? We need a ship. Well, no ship, Sherlock. Oh. Anyway, A Wrinkle in Time. Already got that trailer. Looks good. There's a new trailer which I actually watched earlier today online. It's interesting. It looks fine. Incredibles 2, the teaser still. Hey, I believe it or not, I'm one of the few people. The bits I've seen of the Incredibles I really like. I have actually never watched The Incredibles from start to beginning. I've seen like clips and enough of the movie to actually have seen the movie, but I've never actually watched it from start to finish. Peter Rabbit. This is a new trailer for Peter Rabbit. And I'll give it the credit. It's more entertaining than the first trailer we saw. That's for certain. Paddington 2. I love the first Paddington. That was an amazingly just unique and just charming movie. Granted, Nicole Kidman belonged to a completely separate film, and I get the feeling Brendan Gleeson, who is clearly going to be the villain in this one, might also belong in a different film. But we'll see. It's Brendan Gleeson, though. I'll watch anything with him. Ferdinand. That John Cena intro was weird. Granted, I don't hate John Cena. He's very entertaining. And to be fair, I think he's a pretty solid voiceover actor. I think that might be where his strong talent is may lie. And then Duck Duck Goose, which is a very generic, hey, it's a goose that's going to be leading these little ducks to safety. He doesn't like anyone. He is arrogant, but he's going to learn a lesson in life and love, or at least life. So yeah, plus, okay, this was weird. They opened up, I'm almost done. They opened up the movie with like this live action just narration of the people who worked on the movie. I'm like, okay, thank you. That was weird. I thought that was a little odd. I'm like, okay, we just finished watching this Frozen short, which, look, you can give us so many shorts in front of animated films, but you won't just make Frozen 2. I find that very odd. The short was fine, by the way. It was entertaining. I got a good couple laughs. But yeah, it's just weird. Anyway, though, that's my thoughts on Coco. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who to win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to it at some point. Next week is going to be interesting because, as far as I know, there are no widescreen releases. There's a lot of limited releases, including The Disaster Artist, but the one I'm looking for is Shape of Water. That's the one I'm keen on. Don't get me wrong. If there's more coming out and I get a chance, I will see more. But that's the one I'm really got my my laser, my sight on, is The Shape of Water. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Plus, I got to get What If up sometime I'll get it up sometime in the week. I just didn't get around today because it was Thanksgiving. Give me a break. And I'm going to also do a match video just giving my overall thoughts on the new Unstable. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you folks next time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.